What's going on, everybody? This is Gabe Kunda. I voice KO in Valorant. KO, you are powerless. And I'm also the voice of the Black Widow and Shang-Chi movies. Black Widow, rated PG-13. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, now playing. And you're watching Nerd on TV.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Nerd On, the podcast you didn't need, but you deserve, where all levels of nerd are welcome.
Yeah, you are.
And today, just to Josh's dismay, we have a very special episode. It's one that makes all the other episodes not as special.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No.
Episode 212. It's the most special of
The
all.
most special one.
We did that with 211, too.
212.
But before we get too far into it, we'll just introduce the topic of the episode. We have a guest today, one that it's, I think, a little bit of a darling for Josh's apple in his eye, the sparkle in his eye of Gabe Kunda, who you may know him as the voice of KO from Valorant, Rock Lock from My Hero Academia, and also just all the promos you've been
Oh,
hearing
my
all
Lord.
summer for all your favorite films, such as Black Widow and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
He's
done a
in
lot.
everything, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh
Everything.
my God, he's in so many promos. But before we get too far into it, let's introduce the host for the episode. My name's Tom.
I'm Caitlin.
And I am Josh, and this episode is brought to you in part by the members of the Nerd On Nation that is powered by...
Patreon.
As member of the Nerd On Nation, you do get fun perks. Like, you get bonus episodes that nobody else hears, the Nerd On Extra, where we talk about all sorts of things. This last month, we actually did a big company announcement that they get to hear first, and you will hear later.
Yep.
See how I did that? You also get early access to all episodes like this one. And you get what we call the Nerd On Nudge on our other weekly show, the Nerd On Update, where we answer your questions first. And you get access to secret channels on our super public Discord server. So check that out. And also at the same time, you're helping us to grow, to make better content, and just be the best that we can be. And we dig it, and we appreciate you all hardcore. So check out the Nerd On Nation, nerdon.tv/Patreon, and check out that Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. What else, Tom?
Well, without its box, I still want to bring attention to the listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? No. But if so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with your Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in the male grooming industry. Join 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code NERDON.
You get free shrimping.
I love shrimping. Shrimping's a BJJ term.
I know.
I was like, you know what shrimping is.
I don't know what shrimping is.
It's when you roll on your side, and it's how
you
Oh,
like
okay.
shrimp away.
Yeah.
So you can,
Check out Manscaped. Their products I have been super happy with. Cool people over there, too.
Yeah.
They've been really sweet and all that kind of stuff.
I promise you know someone who would benefit from this, whether it's a brother, a sister, a lover, a parent.
Do you want to know why? Because hair grows forever.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Explosion. Trim it.
Do it!
Was that like your own like explosion? Insert sound
It's like
effect.
bo 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 bo.
Scene description. Dialogue.
Yeah. Anyway.
So check it out and use our code NERDON at manscaped.com. But yeah,
Any honorable mentions?
Thank you. Honorable mentions to Odyssey, Embody Audio, and Apogee. I just completely, my brain went.
I saw it go.
We're actually a little bit like.
Well, you did the
just to-
you did the embody audio hypnotizing.
I
Yeah,
did.
it's.
But
We have a wonderful interview today with Gabe. Gets his nerd on about Kingsman that holds a special place in our hearts. Get to just talk to him about all of his endeavors.
He's so cool.
He's done a lot in his career. He's Grammy nominated. I mean, the dude's dope.
And he was the
Yeah.
youngest guy in the room.
Yes. He's a swell guy, and I say check him out. Check out this interview. Yeah, let's get into it. Gabe, thanks for joining us.
I was like, what's about to happen?
You are welcome.
It's an honor to be a part of this awkward setting.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah, to properly introduce, because we did all the housekeeping and whatnot before, this is Gabe Kunda. He is a voiceover actor extraordinaire. Most recently, we talked about My Hero Academia Season 4, and you were in that.
Yes, I was. It's 2 years now.
Wow.
Has it been 2 years?
That
I think
sounds
2019
about right.
is when
2020 didn't happen. So.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
It's not real.
It's not a thing.
Life wasn't real then.
Yeah, fall of 2019 is when Rock Lock showed up. So
Ooh.
crazy. It's a dream come true.
Oh.
It's crazy. Like, I think, out of the shows, it's Dragon Ball and My Hero that have just been like all
The
the way for me.
shonen
They're the big
royalty.
ones.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's crazy.
So let's start off. Right. Let's start at the beginning when the pyramids were still young. So how did you? How did you get into voiceover?
Voiceover. Oh, okay. So it goes back to like my sophomore year in high school. I was in biology class, and my teacher was doing this whole like kind of popcorn reading where they'd read a passage of a book, and then they like a student would say, "Okay, Jasmine, you read," and then Jasmine would say, "Hey, okay, Cody, you read." So anyway, they were going back and forth with that, and I was just kind of like, "This is so boring. Oh my gosh!" And I'm a little bit of a class clown, and trying to grab attention and all that stuff, and so I'm sitting there, and they're like, "Okay, Gabe, you read." I'm like, finally. And then
This is my time.
Yeah, I'm like, the organism was. And so I'm like reading it, and then the kids are just kind of like, this is funny, but actually sounds,
I'm listening
I'm
now.
okay.
I wasn't before.
I'm digging it. So my teacher at the end of the year was like, you should really think about doing the announcements for school. And I was like, okay, I'll try out. So we had a whole tryout process like for school to do the announcements. Like,
Oh my
welcome to
goodness.
Summit High School. It was a whole thing.
Nice.
But I'm glad they did that because it obviously what made me kind of interested in the world. And so before I went to my audition, I went home and searched up announcers because I wanted to know how to do it and all that stuff. And I stumbled upon this video called $1 Million Voices. Changed my life. Like it was Don LaFontaine,
Mhm.
Oh,
Ben
wow.
Patrick Johnson, a lot of other like trailer and promo like gods, Mount Rushmores of the industry. And I was like, this is a world. Oh my gosh. And I was
This
like,
exists?
yeah. I'm like, what are they doing? He's getting into his limo and everything. And it's
Oh,
like,
my
what?
Lord.
And so I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Immediately I knew. Like this
Wow.
is it. And so I went in there to do the audition and I was like, welcome to and the
Ooh.
guy who was looking at him was like, he's an actual voice actor.
Oh.
And so he kind of understood. It was like, wait, I've never heard a kid come in here and try to finesse the copy a little bit. It's always been like, hello and
Hi.
welcome. Yeah.
It's high school.
Welcome.
I'm here.
Welcome.
I still have that voice.
Oh, buddy.
And so from there, I got into radio broadcasting at the school and did that and won some competitions and stuff. And my first love was obviously music. That's like what I went to go study, music education.
What
Got my
instruments?
voice. It was for choral.
Just voice?
Yes,
His
His
teaching
voice is
kids.
his instrument.
Oh, I see. Well,
He
we
studies
know
his
that
craft.
part.
So teaching like kids and high school kids, middle school kids or whatever. I was went to a 4-year college, got a scholarship to study that. And at the same time, I was doing little voiceover jobs, like explainer videos, mom and pop shop stuff.
Wow.
But I was able to kind of build up my resume there, made some money to finally stash away and make a voiceover demo. And then I created a demo with Chuck Duran, Demos at Rock. Shout out to Chuck.
Hey.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out.
And it got me signed to my first agent, Atlas Talent.
Oh, wow.
What age was this?
Now, this is my senior year of college, so I was 22.
Oh,
23,
wow.
around there? Yeah, so I right out the gate,
Dang.
they're like, "We'll take a chance on you. You're out of Dallas. We'll see." And then the first thing I booked out the gate was the promo campaign for Spike TV,
Oh my
Bellator NYC. So it's like Bellator NYC, tonight, And at the time, my voice was a little higher here, Bellator NYC tonight, and so it was crazy. Did that, And I was teaching kids though. I was doing, like, it was kind of like an internship right before I graduated. I had to kind of shadow a teacher, and so I'd be teaching kids do re mi. I'm like, what? And they're calling. Hey, Spike needs you in 5 minutes. And I'm like, wait, what? What? You know, I'm finally learning the world of promo, as you know.
The golden handcuffs.
You know? And then I was like, oh no, this is not going to work because teaching and so my African parents allowed me to chase voiceover full time. Right after graduating.
Awesome.
I told these guys that in our green room before the show,
This room.
I came out of my
It's
trailer
this one.
and I told them that I was gonna because of my background that I've hinted at. I am a promo audio mixer, and I usually, when people ask what that is, I'm just like, I'm a post-production audio mixer. It just makes it easy. Like promo, like it's a very interesting world. It's I love it because my attention span is that of a gnat. I love
Just
promos.
calling yourself out so hard.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I love trailers. I love promos, and like when you hear on the radio tonight on Arrow, like I love that shit.
Yeah.
It gets me. I did it. I'm sorry. I'm the guy that has to be put on.
Way to go, man.
Okay.
Way to go.
It's okay.
I know.
Take two.
Take two. So it's some the promo world. People don't know this is incredibly competitive.
Oh,
It's very competitive on all sides. As an audio mixer, as VO, it's very competitive. And so what you have done with your career, I think, deserves huge kudos.
Oh man,
Because
Thank you.
Kunda.
Oh,
Kundas.
See what he did there?
there you go.
I'll be here all week.
Because the reason being is what happens is that studios will pick their people
Mm.
and they'll stay with them for years. Like friend of the show, Reno Romano, he's been VO announcer for the CW for literally decades.
Whoa.
And you have, and there aren't many like black talents.
Yep.
Rod Houston, Ike Amade.
Okay.
Not a lot. But the other thing is you're young.
Some
Like-
would say a prodigy. like an anime.
That word.
Well, Tom's ruined it forever.
Too late.
Well, so I just think that like some focus needs to be really, I mean, put on that. Like as I'm an audio
He's
mixer.
fanboying right now.
I'm
for you.
fanboying, but
yeah.
I'm also a voice actor, so I'm just like promo's something in my mind too, because promo's changed as well. Like like you were mentioning the ones that you did. Promo's not like that anymore, where it was like in a world. It's not like that. You can get a guy like me that's like tonight on the CW, Arrow, and it's just like. And I've watched a few of your interviews, like explaining like how you didn't have the money to go to classes at first, and so you'd watch commercials, and it's like promo's also an interesting skill because you think, oh, it's not that hard to just announce a show. No, there's certain ways that you mention there's certain ways that you say a word. It's not just the CW, it's the CW.
I mean, as the guy who has flubbed up our sponsor messages,
copy? Yeah.
copy. I understand.
Copy.
Like again, writing is no one has to hear my voice, and then again, acting is someone has to interpret that. So like I to me, and I have friends who shoot skit comedies and all this stuff. They always want me to be cameo in it because I tend to direct it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not an actor. That's not a.
What you do, yeah.
I can't compete with people who actually have the talent and the skill and the experience to do it. So
So
People
I
think
just wanted to just point out. I mean, it's quite a feat. I think that you should be just for that alone to like have the tenacity to push through and get to the level that you are. Because damn.
Jeez,
Yeah, for real.
I'm honored. Thank you. It's definitely. I really call it the Olympics of like voice acting, like one of the games, just because it's like, the first promo I did to like read to, I guess, SOT, right, sound on tape, was for Fox, and I didn't know that I was literally reading to sound. Like I thought I was just gonna be able to do it, just tonight on Fox, and then leave. No, I'm like reading to picture, and so I'm like, wait, So I'm trying to figure that all out within
it's a
the
timing
job.
thing. It's a you have it, and it comes down to frames.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's 10 frames too long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's less than a second. And you know
have to
this.
feel that.
You have
Yeah.
to feel that. So
Yeah.
it's
So I think what helps is also being a musician, because I do love music and understanding time and rhythm and cadence and even the sound of the track. That I mean, a lot of times when I'm auditioning, and maybe this is giving out a trick of it, but like I'll go, like, let's say, just a show that's coming out or whatever. Sometimes they'll put out trailers, like 2-minute trailers or something like that. And I'll go watch the trailer and I'll set it down really low in my cans and read to that in my ears so that I can get in the key and feel of the show.
Yeah.
Now, granted, sometimes they'll throw a curveball. It's like, actually, we're going a different direction in terms of copy. But a lot of times that has helped me a lot with just being able to get in the mood of the show. It's just turning the sound down a little lower, but I hear the instruments, I hear the dialogue, what type of mood it's setting, and that's been really helpful.
Because it's a whole soundscape of like, oh, the sound effects are doing this, so that's my cue.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I see there. Yep, got it.
Feel of it. So it really has been helpful.
I love when people think it's just talking. You're just like, oh, you just go and say some words, right?
When are you going to do real acting?
You're like,
Oh, God. That's the part.
get a real actor in here right now to do what I just did. Please. I'd love to see it happen.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And I just got to bite my tongue.
I mean, they're different toolkits. Being an on-camera actor is a completely different toolkit than being a video game voice actor or an animation voice
100%.
actor.
100%.
And promo is like also a very tiny niche that is very difficult to do.
Yeah. And I think it's funny with the word promo is like when I tell people that too, and they're like, promos. They're like, do you go out and just say, the club starts tonight at 7:00?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's
it.
Promoter.
That's it. That's what I do, everybody.
No, I just do commercials like coming up next thing. It's like it flips it. So
I mean, I feel like you'll also do a little downplaying because like when I started looking into like what you did, you have your website and it's all really nicely, it shows all the campaigns you've been part of. I was like, oh, he's the guy. He is the guy. Well, to me, it's like that's the movie guy. Well, you know, and so like I like how you said it is a Mount Rushmore of these of this, and I'm like,
yeah.
So when is the sixth Hokage? You know what I'm saying?
Gonna be
Gonna be
carved
on
into
there.
the mountain.
Man, one day, once I think 50 something, I'm gonna
Well,
get
to
up
me,
there.
now you're already it.
Oh,
I don't know
gosh.
anyone else that does the in the
Well,
world. I'm like, oh.
I feel like, okay, so promo has been called when you're a promo person, it's called the golden handcuffs.
Yes.
Because like you were saying, like you have 5 minutes to get into the booth and
100%.
you have to record right then. So what is your most like golden handcuffs moment where you had to
I'm sitting at my
drop
wife.
everything and run and just go?
Okay, so I was on a set at the Steve Jobs Theater. I'm part of an a cappella group, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And we were invited to sing, we're like the first group to sing at the Steve Jobs Theater. It was a big thing. They're filming it and they're going to put it on Apple TV. Big thing, right?
Ooh.
So this was actually for the CW.
Hell yeah.
With actually, I think
Small
Bonnie. That's crazy. So, I'm sitting there and we're about to sing, like my cue's coming up and I can feel my phone, my watch vibrating. And I look down right before they say action. And I'm like, oh crap. It's my agent saying, hey, they need you in 10. Are you available? And I'm like, wait, this is our scene. Like, this isn't like somebody else's scene. And we're just kind of like, no, this is like, we open this up. And so I'm like, oh my God, thank God we were consummate musicians and we were able to knock it out in 5 and in a couple takes.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, no. And so what's amazing about the Steve Jobs Theater is like everywhere you go is treated. And so I could literally take out my mic and start recording right in that hallway because it doesn't sound like a massive hallway. So I ran to the room, sat up my stuff, and it was my computer and my Sennheiser 416, and I'm sitting there reading. And they're like, hey, Gabe, how you doing? I'm like, okay, how you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I do want to go on record. We never do that. I promise you, because Bonnie does voiceover or has done voiceover in the past. She's like, I don't ever want to put somebody in that position where it's like, what's the next? Well, also to explain, like promo is one of those worlds that you don't know. You have because you're waiting for SOTs, you're waiting for dailies, and sometimes a promo has scratch track until like
SOTs for the listeners who don't know.
Sorry. SOTs are from the show, like the dailies that you hear. Like it's the production dialogue. I realize that's even jargon. That it's just like what they filmed on the
Pretty
day.
much. Yeah.
Pictures.
Pictures and
Depicts the show.
they sometimes the production company is so like, I mean, especially with quarantine, it got to a place where they were like, okay, we're producing the show like a month before it's supposed to air, and it's like, and us in the promo department are like, we don't have this yet, and so it's like, now we need the voiceover, and it's like, can we get Gabe now? So it's like, but yeah. Anyway.
But then you also have the agents who their job is to make sure everything is fluid and like we'll give you anything we want. So CW may have said, we'll maybe an hour, but they're like, no, an hour, no,
Get there right now.
And so it's one of those things. But I think that's been a moment. And then there was a moment like for other promos I've done where like Karina and I have gone on like try to go on a date during the weekday.
Oh no.
Never do that anymore.
You're cute.
And we went on like a Friday, and like I think it was one of our first ones. Not our first ones, but it was like me getting into the world of promo, and I'm like, okay, let's go. We'll spend a little money. And we driving, and it's like, I gotta turn around, babe, and then it's like, and I didn't bring my gear and stuff. And there's been moments where I had to record over McDonald's Wi-Fi through Source Connect. It's been some really crazy in my car. It's been some crazy stuff.
You're using Source Connect standard on McDonald's Wi-Fi?
Legit.
Oh my god.
Legit. I don't tell them that because I don't,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm in my whisper room.
Oh, as long as you're there getting the job done and it sounds
Whatever
good.
it takes.
Whatever
Right.
it takes. But
got truck drivers, get out the way.
Oh my
Driving in, but no, it's anywhere you can get it. So now I just like today I just feel so lax. Like I'm here with you guys. No one's gonna call me on a Sunday. Like I'm good.
Never say never.
yeah, I was my whole look just shifted. Like I feel like you just tempted fate, and
he's
I'm
right.
waiting for your watch to buzz now.
Right?
It's very rare where a VO record session is on a Sunday.
But I would love it if that happened during this episode.
And we had to
now.
pause and be like, "Hang on,
Hey,
Gabe
you're
has
in
to
good
go."
company. I got my TLM over there.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
hey,
we can make it happen.
we could
Yeah,
make it
it's
happen.
possible.
You're welcome.
Too.
You say that in sophomore year you were completely kind of over, consumed with voiceover.
Yeah.
What are you currently consumed with now? I mean, on top of voiceover, outside of
That is
Like
really,
hobbies.
That's a really good question. Outside of really, it is music right now. Like I'm doing a lot of like arranging and stuff for my group, and we're working on a Christmas EP and a single that we're gonna be releasing this year, and so it's been getting a lot of buzz. But
What's the
that's
name of the group?
King's Return.
King's Return.
Yeah.
Cool.
So acapella, you can find us online. Got a few million views and stuff. It's
Oh,
been
nice.
I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't mentioned yet that you are Grammy nominated.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that part.
What?
Oh, so
Yeah.
I it's an honor. I did some vocal arranging and actually did some voiceover on the BJ the Chicago Kids album, and it got nominated for Best R&B Album.
Ooh.
And some tracks where I did some arranging and voiceover as well got nominated, and so that was crazy because I flew out to. He called and it was like, "Hey, I want you out in LA like the next day." I said,
Oh my God.
Sure. We jumped in, went to Paramount Studios to record, and I was like, "Okay, that was it." And then a year later, it's like, "Wow." So anyway, yeah,
Wow.
that was a cool thing, man. That was a dream.
That sounds like some whiplash of just like, hey, can you be here? And then 24 hours later, you're back home. And then a year later, it's like, and here's your nomination.
It was crazy. And the thing about it is, I couldn't see anyone because it was filled with smoke. It was like weed. I mean, they were going in with weed. I was like, how are you going to sing after this? But hey,
They got
it's
it.
how they got in their zone and everything. And the smoke was just so filling. I mean, you couldn't even see through. I'm like, right. Yeah, play the C chord.
Oh
Like,
my
trying to
God.
see through everything and the screen. And it was crazy.
That's
but
just,
it was
that's a
fun.
skill. That's just the hard mode,
Comes-
and you overcame it.
It comes with it. I was just kind of like, my wife was gonna be like, "Yo, where did you end up?" when I go back home. But no, it was a cool time. for sure.
You've been, just like your story, you travel a lot. And you vlog about it,
I do.
which I think everyone listening should check out. What has been kind of the surprising place that maybe not for work, but seeing your most recent episodes?
Mhm.
What has been the most surprising place you visited?
A surprising place I've visited. Babe, throw a
Surprise!
we have
There's
an
a
in
guest.
Paris. Okay, Paris. Okay, but see, Paris was the one I was like, you know what? I'm not going to vlog for that one because, I just, honeymoon, whatever.
Mhm.
This one's for us.
But we
Oh,
wanted to go.
yeah.
We have a Japan trip scheduled, but it was scheduled for 2020.
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I did too. Yeah, my sister lives in Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. They're like, we're not getting any of you guys.
Nope.
But we're gonna do the Olympics though.
Yeah.
That's what
But we're
blew
gonna do the Olympics.
my mind. I would get so upset because I've talked to the travel folks. I'm like, they're gonna do the Olympics though? Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
So not 2 people, but millions.
millions.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
worth millions, apparently.
Right. So like so I think Paris. I think what was the most memorable about that is like we're sitting in the hotel and we're just kind of waiting and then we see this 6 foot. It was all kind of a daze at the same time. Black, tall woman running, douche. And we're like, who is that? She turns around and it's Serena Williams.
Oh my God!
from
I
the
somehow
French-
I knew.
Did you know?
I was like, Serena Williams showed up,
Oh,
didn't
it just
she?
sounds like an Amazon.
Yo, like legitimately ran in wonder. I was like, what? Who are you? And then was like, we gotta get her, and thing is, Karina was like, we gotta go take a picture with her, my wife, Karina.
Yes.
But I was the one who was like, no, we gotta let it this is her hotel. Like, we can't do that. And I'm like, we're staying in the same hotel as Serena. And then so I just let her run through.
It sounded just like that, didn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah.
Tears
Oh my
were
God.
definitely involved.
Completely.
So I'm glad I didn't vlog that. But that was a fun experience. I mean, I think it was a French Open is what it was
Oh,
happening.
wow.
And so
The timing.
it was great. Like she was. It seemed like she was running away from paparazzi. Like
Oh.
the way she like
Oh,
jogged
it's just
in. Yeah, it was like
booking
okay.
Wow.
And she started laughing. I was like,
Never mind.
I love everything about
"You're
you.
great. You're amazing." But no, that was cool. Is there anything else? I mean, I think that's been the biggest. Yeah, because of that year.
Oh,
Yeah, 2019,
wow.
June 2019.
Congrats.
And then like a month
Congratulations.
later, we came to Disneyland.
Okay.
And California Adventure. We had a great time. And then
Good.
we were like, we're gonna do this in 2020. Oh my God,
It's
we
gonna be
can't
our
wait.
year.
Yeah, right.
Is it though?
Tattoo it on my chest.
Everyone said in
And
2020 was gonna be the year. Man.
I mean, speaking of your wedding, what cracks me up. So if you do a Google search, Gabe Kunda,
Oh God,
3 things happen.
Oh no.
You get voiceover,
please don't.
you get music,
Please.
and then you get a viral video from your wedding.
what?
Was it 25 mil? No.
I mean,
God.
it's viral, and there's multiple versions of it on YouTube. And I'm gonna paraphrase terribly, but it's like groom loses his shit seeing his wife for the first time at the altar, and you watch it, and it has like it has like a lav.
They played me, man.
Oh my
They played me. It was and the crazy thing about it is I told my groomsmen, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna be chill. She's gonna look beautiful, and we're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna smile. Man, she came out there, and like, I wept.
Oh.
Right. Now the internet's like, how
Why?
did she wasn't crying. What did she give you as a gift? And so it's
She's
a
like,
thing.
me.
I'm the gift. I am
Right. So that's crazy, and that thing just went viral. And I think it's like 24 million now. Like
Oh my
over.
gosh.
Yeah, it just keeps going. It's insane. And so I don't promote it as much because it's such a delicate, it's a vulnerable moment in my life.
I mean, now you have it to tap into for any time
Right.
you have to cry for promo.
Yeah, just like the Flash on the CW.
You try to keep it together.
I tried.
I was watching. I was like, oh, he's doing good. He's
doing really
you had
good.
it. You were holding.
Yeah, and then my mom is looking at me like, "Don't cry."
Oh my God.
Dude, like she's legit.
Don't you
She's
She has
out
a-
of
she has a
all of
promo
us.
voice too?
Yeah, legit.
In your
A
voice
mezzo.
from the
A
from the
mezzo like
front
you've ever
row.
heard it. Yeah, like literally in the front row looking at me, and she's like, out of all of us, she's the one that's like, you better not like. And so she's looking at me. She's like, you better not cry. While she's got a tear like coming down her face.
I can do this. You can't.
Right. And so
Pull
you
your
know.
stuff together, man.
But you know how people tell you not to cry, and then you just start like bawling.
Oh, of
That's
course.
exactly what's happening to me. I'm like,
You're like, stop! I won't.
Right. So, now it's all over the internet. My goodness.
Well,
I mean, people love that. And then, I mean, also, it's just like people want to see that human experience.
It's very true.
I do have another question, particularly about your experience and adventures. You guys went furniture hunting. And y'all went to.
Tom always has these deep pulls.
Y'all went to
like
Yardbird.
Everyone comes in here.
We did go to Yardbird.
And you got a dish that had chicken, waffles, and watermelon.
My God.
And you said that this was the holy trinity of.
What? That's actually what I said.
You did.
No.
Again,
Can't
Tom
confirm.
knows all.
That's definitely what I said.
Tom knows all.
But I want to know, Gabe, what is your holy trinity of 3 foods if you could have on a plate? What would be the perfect for you?
Mac and cheese, yeah, because you know me. Definitely mac and cheese. Oh my God, this is a weird combo, but I really love Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
I really, 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 really do. And what else? Pasta.
Pasta, mac and cheese, and what kind
carbs.
of Chinese food?
So
though?
all
Lo mein.
It's just carbs.
Next
Somehow I
time
knew.
on Nerd on the podcast.
We're carbo loading.
We're I'm not doing any of my Weight Watchers points for the whole week,
I was
and
like,
we're just going
it's either
ham.
going to be fried rice or noodles. One of the two. All right.
Yes.
Give me
All
carbs.
of that. Sprinkle some orange chicken on there. You're good.
Oh my
Sugar
goodness.
meat.
I think
Sugar meat. Sugar meat.
That's exactly what it is.
Breaded sugar meat.
I love that, because in the nerd culture, typically a lot of people are like, it's comic books, video games, it's anime, and all that. But a lot of people discount food, and I think foodie culture is
It's
such
a thing.
a big deal. And I really enjoyed that. Actually, you guys went to a Congolese restaurant.
Yes.
Congolese?
Oh,
And
my
that's
gosh.
that's the thing that I'm very uncultured in that way because I've never experienced that. So I wanted to kind of know what was your take on what our listeners, if they were to find like a Congolese restaurant, how to do so. How can you
goodness.
tell if it's a good restaurant?
Well, so that's my background. My parents are from the Congo, and
Shout
so
out.
first gen here, and it's Congolese food, man. You got to experience it. So they've got this thing called fufu, which you eat with your hand,
Okay.
and it's like basically it looks like a ball of just white dough.
Nice.
Okay, and you
I'm in.
grab it.
I was about to say, I'm interested.
And it's like you can kind of like just kind of hold it, and then you get some greens, pondu is what it's called, and you pick it up with the pondu, and then you got some fish, fried fish, by the way. Yes, of course.
Okay.
And as also, what kind of other fish, babe? Grilled, yeah, mostly grilled. Smoked chicken, and you grab it with that. And you just kind of make it. I mean, you can make yourself a taco with it, or you can kind of just
It's
at
just a
one
mound
time,
of yum.
and you just go in, man, and it fills your soul. Yeah, it would automatically. It would just change everything about you. So there's not a lot. I don't know about LA whether they have a lot here, but I know in Dallas, it's a big Congolese community, huge, and so there's like a few restaurants around, and so anytime we get a chance to, we go, or I go to my parents, or I go to my aunts, and they cook some.
Some of
I'm
my
still
family lives
thinking
in-
about it. I haven't followed the rest of the conversation because I'm thinking about.
I blacked out. What
I
happened?
blacked out.
do not eat it with the fork. Everything is with your hands, man.
So
It's
wait,
communal.
what is the texture of this like dough ball thing?
It's
is it
literally
actually dough?
It's like it's actually dough. Like you think about Jiffy, like that Jiffy dough box, blue box thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Put it in some hot water and make it into a ball.
So it's
and
like
throw it-
steamed, kind of.
Yes.
So it's like dumpling, but not dumpling.
kind of, yeah.
Well,
Actually,
you could do a lot with it apparently, right? You can make it into like a bun.
yeah, you can make it into a bun. You can, but mostly in the culture is like into like a ball, and you just grab it.
Some of my family lives in Dallas. So what restaurant? am I going
African
to?
Village. African Village. It's in Irving, Texas.
Okay.
From Dallas, it's like 20
it's not
minutes,
far.
maybe
Yeah.
15
Wow.
or something like that. But yeah, African Village. Come to Dallas. It's great. It's great.
Okay.
You're taking me to dinner?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll pay, but
absolutely.
you're just gonna be like, this is
You
where
have
we're
to be
going.
our guide.
No, I gotcha.
Okay.
Come to Dallas.
Cool,
I promise you. My wife and I will take you out there. and
gastronomical experience.
It's a
Oh my gosh.
that part.
Yeah.
But
Those words.
That's but it's so good. You guys should definitely try it. It's one of my favorites. And Korean, she's Salvadorian, so she tried it for the first time, and she went to heaven. She loved it, and so that's just she always asks for now.
Before we move to the last part of the show, I have one last question from you,
Sure.
or for you. You have to ask it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh, I'm just like
What is on your dream board now?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, because for me, when it comes to goals and vision board, I don't really talk about it a lot because it's kind of like keep the energy in.
Yeah.
So it's okay if it's not the current one, if it was like my recent vision board or dream board included.
No, I want you on the spot.
Oh gosh.
I need to know what's right now.
Didn't you do a Super Bowl commercial?
That was definitely on my board. Thank you for pointing that out.
I remember the video of you both being like, "Oh my god!"
We literally recorded it from our security camera. It was just like we had to keep it. I don't know if we burnt the food. I don't know. Everybody was asking because the food was going on as it was going, and Karina was just kind of like, "What?" and just dropped everything. But no, that was definitely one of the I wanted to somehow get on the Super Bowl if it was like a read for a commercial or something, and I didn't know that Raya and the Last Dragon was going to be playing. And I figured it would, but I was like, they're not going to put VO in it because everybody's watching. So it doesn't, to my mind, it doesn't make sense to do that.
But
so then when it started from Disney, I'm like, oh my God, that's moi. And I went crazy. I think another one that I want to do like a Marvel animated series.
Ooh.
Like that's something I want to do because I've had the pleasure of specifically War Machine. Like I really want to voice War Machine. I've had the pleasure of like voicing him in like games and stuff, but I kind of want to take it to
You
like
wanna-
Well, you want to be
the voice.
Yeah, the character. What people think of.
You want
I'd
somebody
love
to say Gabe Kunda voices War Machine,
War
not
Machine.
just like he's done it a couple of times. No,
Yeah.
I am the voice.
I'm the voice. That's what I wanted. That's like a goal of mine, and I think one day it may happen. We'll see.
I feel like it won't be long.
You want?
Ooh.
There's good storylines. I don't know. Are you pretty familiar with comics?
Uh,
I was gonna say there's a really cool Avengers initiative where War Machine is the lead of the ongoing run, and
is that the 52?
it's after Civil War.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like Tony Stark's side has won, but War Machine, Rhodey, he's training all of the young heroes, and so he's like drill sergeant. But then pretty much all their issues and problems are his responsibility. So he has to kind of corral them together. There's like a guy named Trauma who can create like everyone's fears into real life.
Wow.
And he has there's the Scarlet Spiders, which are like 3 clones of Peter Parker, all in the Iron Spider armors.
That is sick.
But
You
yeah,
just went, yeah.
But War
Yeah, I'm
Machine
in.
is the
100%.
War Machine is the cover. War Machine is the one.
The
I'm
lead.
like, that'd be a cool series, right?
I would love to say that.
Gabe is like, please, please, please.
I don't think, and even in the Marvel game that's out now, I don't think War Machine is on that one just yet. The one that's.
I believe they're in
This is Square
talks
Enix
of
one.
making a
Skin.
War Machine Disney Plus show.
Oh, it's Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Armor Wars and Riri Williams is going to be in it.
live action.
Live
I think I just saw it.
Live
I'm
action.
sorry. I think I just
we were talking about War Machine.
Darn it.
Don
but-
Cheadle's there, but
Well, I think with
worlds
the-
can collide.
here's the thing.
Multiverse does exist.
It does.
with
And-
the popularity of those characters, like I can't.
Well, and they
imagine.
also just had the What If, isn't it?
What if- yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's really good.
It's doing rifts, but I mean, like, also, well, they don't own it. I was gonna say, like, that's up to Spider-Verse, also, maybe. but,
true.
Things are.
Whether
I
they
feel
can do
like
it.
things are about to. All of the comic book alternate universes are just about to go
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well,
I can see
and the best thing, hopefully, is that they allow more jobs, more
Yeah,
stories, and different.
opportunities,
So.
Yeah. I would love that. Would be a dream of mine, and I think it's interesting because a lot of the stuff that I have worked on with Marvel and stuff, it's been different companies, but they picked me for the same role, and so
yeah.
I don't know if it's someone who's at Marvel. I love you if it is.
I mean,
just
they're
kinda
listening.
Yeah, they're listening.
oh, yeah.
We know they're listening. So
Yeah, they are. Of course.
Of course
Right
they
on,
are.
dude. Right on. I don't know if it's like the guy who's just kind of like, oh yeah, we've been using this Gabe. Let's just use him again,
Uh-huh.
And I'm hoping so because if that comes in, then I can at least get an audition. But we'll see. We'll see.
Shh. You're the guy.
time
figure it
will tell.
Time
Yeah.
will tell. Time will tell.
But yes, the second part of our show, when we have a guest, we like to not just interview you about everything,
How cool you are.
dig into your
Oh,
life,
man.
Give you kundos.
but
I love that. Kudos.
Keeping it.
So good.
but we like to have you get your nerd on about something, and you mentioned Kingsman,
Yeah.
the Secret Service,
Yes.
and
Manners
Yes.
make it men.
So
Yeah.
excited that you picked this.
And what's crazy is like as I was flying over here, I was like, yeah, and the Golden Circle was pretty good too.
yeah,
They're all, and then like the new one's gonna come out.
Coming out,
I'm
yes.
so excited.
Yes. When does that come out though? Is that later?
I think it's
in
It
the
was
year?
supposed to come out last year.
yeah.
okay.
It was supposed to already come.
If it's like James Bond,
now.
then I don't know.
Well,
I will
yeah.
find out right now.
So
Love.
let's go back. Your
Yeah.
first impression of the movie, like when
Oh
you first saw it.
Gosh, it was everything I wanted and more. It was fresh. To my knowledge, it was an original IP, right? Like I don't think.
It was based off a comic.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
course.
that was like, I was like, finally, like this. And one of the parts that like really, and I think this is, if I may be mixing it up in terms of like which one, like what part of the movie got me, but like the car scene and when they're just that.
When he steals the car?
Yes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
does the donut and then drives away, but he's going backwards.
My God. Great. And then the fact like they're walkers.
They're umbrellas.
Umbrellas? Like
Oh my gosh! And the screen on the inside.
The screen on the inside, you go into this, you think it's a boutique shop, and it's like turns into like a what? And I didn't know about the comics.
Yeah, so I used to be in another podcast show that only did comic books, and we did this comic book run.
Yeah.
The funny thing, so the opening scene has Mark Hamill as Dr. James Armstrong, or Arnold, James Arnold, who is like about global health and climate control and all that stuff.
Right.
In the comic, Samuel Jackson's character is a white dude, so that's boring. But then Mark Hamill is Mark Hamill, and like, I wanted to save all the Star Trek and Star Wars people when he controls the world, not people who actually wanted to help the world.
Oh
So the adaptation,
my
to me, I think
God.
made it more realistic.
Yeah.
It, you know, I mean, the whole Kingsman film, story, franchise, whatever, is a love letter to spies, agents, and all that stuff, and to nerd culture in a way.
Yeah.
But then the adaptation that, Matthew Vaughn, I love him adapting stuff. He did X-Men First Class, he did Stardust.
Oh wow.
And I think he did Kick-Ass. So he does a lot of really good adaptations.
He's a Mark Millar fan.
He's a Mark Millar boy.
Wow.
Him and then Jane Goldman, I think, is the co-writer.
Co-writer. Okay.
They both just, I think, took it to a way where, we're talking about today.
Yeah,
So-
like oh man, and the thing is, like after the first one, I was just kind of like, I hope they go, because I could totally see a
And-
universe with this thing, and just and oh man. So anyway, I am a huge fan of that property, and till I die, because
To this day.
I'm like man, and then for some reason I thought Idris was going to be in the third one. I don't know why. I don't know if that was a he's not, but like I
He
for
should
some
be.
reason.
What if he is?
Oh,
you
December
don't know?
20,
Post-credit
December
scene?
22nd
I'm
for
like-
the next
December
one. That's
22nd.
I just saw that.
Nice.
Things
That's going
can
to be
change.
competing against Spider-Man.
That would be competing in Spider-Man.
You know what?
There's a lot
I don't
happening
care.
in December.
There is. I'm like, ooh.
Matrix 4 is
Oh.
coming out.
Gabe's like,
in December.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out in December.
Wait. I thought that Matrix was supposed to come out at the same time as John Wick, right?
Yeah, but that was before 2020. Because John Wick 4 hasn't happened. I don't even think they started shooting. Oh, they just started shooting.
It's been a strange
That's
couple of years.
weird.
there's so much distress happening in your face.
I'm trying to think. Did that announcement of them trying to release it the same day, was that like 2019 when
Yes,
they said
it
that?
was.
What?
I know, right?
Yeah,
What is
we're
my
in
life?
2021.
Oh my
now.
God.
Do you
So-
remember that Black Widow was supposed to come out before all the Marvel shows?
This is very true. I actually started working on Black Widow in December of 2019. And then we actually ramped up the campaign for it in June of 2021.
Whoa.
And I was like, I've been working on this campaign for like a year.
Forever.
Forever. Forever. Oh, wow. That's very true. My God.
So, outside like favorite parts, or what kind of stuck with you this film that resonated with you, that it chose when the topic asks like, what's your favorite film that you want to talk about? Why this one?
I just love how sleek it is. I love modern technology and how, it just kind of, they're able to incorporate it. And then for them to just be gentlemen and just be like,
The
They took
modern
the
suave.
knights.
Oh my God.
They took the gentleman spy to the nth level. It's like you have
my
James Bond, who's a
God.
badass anyway.
Right.
But then you make him their fighting style.
Well, it's Colin
was-
Firth.
Oh my God.
He's using like Bartitsu, isn't it called? With the walking stick.
yeah, that so good. And the fight, the action for me as well is just kind of like the camera.
Yeah, they do a lot of like track shots with the movement and all that
Oh
stuff.
my
so.
gosh. Yeah. Like it's it's amazing. And so I think for me, yeah, it's the sleekness, how it's like clean cut, and then they get down and dirty, but they just always fix the tie up and keep it moving. It's good.
I mean, it explains why, like, Sean Connery and Roger Moore, always like, they would fight, save the world, get the girl, beat the bad guy up, but then all of a sudden still have their suit ready.
Yeah.
And so
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, well, how does that make it? But then, so they make it in a way where it's like, it's a love letter to it, but then they kind of make it more realistic, like the pug's name, where it's like it's JB because James Bond, Jason Bourne, or Jack Bauer. So it's like it's all those things. It's playing on those metatextual conversations.
I'm also hoping that we get like a female lead to figure out like what that would look like in that world.
It's funny that you mentioned. So I have not watched Golden Circle.
Because I read the comic, I watched the film, and then I was like, "There's no more source material," because the comic is just one and done.
Oh,
and they just did the first movie, and then so I was like, I don't know what Golden Circle.
After the Golden Circle, they released another run. That's a sequel. I'm actually in the middle of it because I was like, I want to see what happened with it, because I only learned after I saw the movie that it was a comic book, and so reading this, I didn't even know a new series came out, and it's The Red Diamond or something like that.
Wow,
it sounds like it's prime for a Netflix miniseries or something like that.
That would be sick.
Because I mean, Netflix is willing to just throw hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions.
Oh my
just
God,
be like,
that's
we want the
insane.
rights so we can do the show, and they love Millar, so it sounds like it's something that can happen. Because I mean, that's the cool thing too. Like they did a lot of adaptation differences. Like I forget the woman with the blade legs. That's supposed to be a big black. That's supposed to be a big black dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
And like he has like no dialogue.
that's interesting.
And so like, having her be more important to the story, also having Samuel Jackson like be this like stylish cool guy wearing like
who has a very severe lisp, which
Yeah.
I listened.
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna drop it at some point.
No.
He's gonna drop it, and
Negative.
he didn't drop a
No.
single one.
He was like Don Cheadle from Space Jam New Legacy. He's like, I'm gonna get my Oscar out of this.
He was like, I'm going for it. And we're like, go
You
for
got it.
You
Yeah.
do it, man.
And it's like, you are the cool villain.
Yeah.
But also finding out that Colin Firth did like over 80% of his own stunts. Like, go you. Colin Firth is one of those guys. I don't like you. You're so
He's too talented.
suave.
Yeah.
You're so. If you watch interviews with him, you're like, you're so nice.
Right. Why?
And you're so talented.
Not fair.
Pouting.
Sheesh.
But going around the little circle, what about you guys? What was your guys' first impression, initial reaction of it all?
I mean, I'm basically copy pasting from Gabe, but everything just has a bow on it.
Yeah.
Everything is
100%.
wrapped up so nicely.
Yeah.
The what is that whiskey that they have in the first one, where it's like it's just passing hands and it's doing these choreographed fights and like
So
everything's
good.
so flawless, and the whole movie is that way. Like
Yeah.
all of the character developments, their motivations, the way the story plays out, the way they acknowledge James Bond and the source material, and it's just
It's so good.
Well, like the cool thing is I think they do is that the stakes are always so high, but then all of a sudden they take down those stakes too. So it's like
Right.
shoot the dog, or like you messed up, you don't remember teamwork, and it's
Yeah.
like she's alive, she works our tech station in Berlin.
Right.
And it's like, oh man,
They subvert your expectations. What you think
shot
like
the
is
dog,
happening.
Yep.
you sick jerk.
And if I remember correctly, Elton John was in Golden Circle, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That was so at the end. I mean, it's just you guys.
Let me
watch
just
it.
ask you: can you listen to Country Roads without crying anymore?
Oh, I mean,
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
that-
No spoilers for anything, but can you listen to it anymore? I mean, it's a sad song already.
But that
Yeah.
entire thing, man,
I know.
ripped my heart out.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
no,
Oh.
why them?
They do everything so well.
So good.
So
It was
well.
brilliant.
Josh?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the same thing. I remember, I mean, not knowing that there was a comic or anything like that, so I didn't have like. There's some comics that I've read, and I'm like, oh, they're doing something with it. But this, not knowing what to expect, watching it, and just like walking out, going, this has just entered my top 10 movies. Like it's the cleanliness, it's the types of shots. I'm a sucker for in sync to music.
It's almost a little Edgar Wright-ish.
Yeah, yes, thank you. And Edgar Wright's one of my
Yeah.
favorites directors. It's the dialogue's wonderful. The characters are wonderful. I'm a sucker for a My Fair Lady-esque.
Oh yeah. That's surprising.
Type shit. Is it though? No, just kidding. I get it.
Camera.
But yeah, it's just there's nothing about this that I don't like. There's just so much. It like winks at itself.
Why is
Yeah.
Caitlin looking at me?
I just have to say the catharsis. I mean, it was gruesome, but the hate church.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
As a PK, preacher's kid.
Same.
There was a half of me that was like, oh, I'm going to
Oh
hell.
my goodness.
I'm going to hell for watching this.
I can't believe.
But
the
there was
things
another
I'm
part of me that was like, yes!
Yes! Finally!
The Bible in the
But
neck.
The interesting thing, like watching it again, I was like the choreography of
Insane.
that scene
Oh my
because
God.
there is at one point there is a one shot. There are cutaways,
Sure.
but at one point you're watching it and you're like, oh, that was a one shot.
Yeah.
Oh, and just the choreography and
Fluidity.
and the fluidity, and you're like,
What?
and then he went there, and then they went there, and then
And then this one
And
over
then-
here, and then they caught that,
oh.
and then the stabbing, and then the shooting, and then where are these guns coming from? Of course, they all have guns.
Like, yeah, and then all the like the other, congregants also coming into it too. It's just so good to me. I love it. I love it. Terrible, but I love it.
So bad, so good.
So yeah, it hurts so good. Yeah.
I
my
really
gosh.
enjoyed the I don't know. I think I really to me I think this came out the perfect time for my age just because it was like this is Spy Kids but for an adult.
That's a good
Yeah.
Because it was very much like
Observation, yeah.
like a young person who's being folded into this world, this underground society,
actually good.
learning about the
Yeah,
world's
I think about that.
grander than it is, but also having this kind of like history that their father also came from this honorable sense of duty, and I think duty.
Oh my God.
But I mean, I really enjoyed Eggsy.
we
just
allow him on this
Yeah.
show.
Yes.
you're welcome.
It's great. I love that.
Eggsy, to me, like I so identify with that character of kind of like you don't realize the decisions we have to make because of where we are, and it's like we don't have a silver spoon shoved up our butt.
No.
And he was saying that the silver spoon suppository that you were not afforded doesn't dictate your life. If you were given the right opportunity, you can prevail. And there's that whole story with Colin Firth having to prove to Arthur. Like they set it up very well where Eggsy, that he comes from a quote unquote broken household, which to me is it's kind of a normal household now. Now in America.
well, yeah.
But like Colin Firth's character, Galahad was, needs to try to prove that, his quote unquote plan does work. And I really just love the lines like there's a reason why aristocrats develop soft chins. And it's like, yeah, get someone, it's the street rat, riff raff, and so I'm like, yeah, I 100% like just it speaks to me a lot just because I feel like I being a person of color and like growing up in lower the middle class, I was like, yeah, life was really tough, and we weren't given like, oh, why didn't you just stay here? You had so much potential. It's like because I had to go home and take care of these things. Like I had to take care of my parents. I had to, I can't go out and do
Right.
these lofty things and go pursue everything I wanted to do.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they make this they kind of present this idea, and even as put the audience in this situation where you're almost supposed to judge this character by where they are or where they grew up and their morality. And he has
Yeah.
like, throughout it, he's like, what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's got the golden heart.
The
Yeah.
fox.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
he devises the way to get out of the first water simulation, then the parachutes, then all at every turn he has the ability to fail, and where he fails the most is at his compassion. And it's like he's not willing to shoot a dog, and it's like these are all good accounts.
Yeah.
It does nothing but build up. That's like I'm rooting for this character so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if they make flip off the cops and take the car, I'm
Right.
like, but you feel good about it.
Yeah.
Because like these people deserve
Warranted,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, like all the jerks who die or do bad things, like they'd all deserve it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Well, and they also made it so that it's not unrealistic that Eggsy is as skilled and talented as he is.
Yes.
They build it up of like, you were Olympic medal, like Olympian
Right.
material. You or the top of your class, you just stopped trying because your life at home was too hard. Like,
yeah, and
so-
I really appreciate it because sometimes with stories, I mean, they want to show you all the cool stuff and they want to just kind
you're
of
the
get you right into it.
chosen one,
Yeah,
so
it's
you
like,
just can do everything with no
okay.
problems at all.
I'm so disconnected, but
Yeah.
with that, yeah, it made me root for him, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, this is realistic. This could happen.
Yeah, sure,
relatively speaking. But yeah, no, that's
what are you talking about?
Good
This could
point.
totally happen.
You know what?
think it's-
Out of the probability of all life on Earth, it probably could happen.
Yes, Josh.
I mean,
that
yeah,
could
sure.
happen.
last year was.
Yeah, you're right.
But with I'm just saying it can happen, but just probably a lot more paperwork.
Yeah.
True.
Anything's
True.
possible.
I mean, it's kind of like that one thing when Samuel Jackson's character is like, Beijing. You can't even tell what their secret agency's called.
That's
It's
how you
called
know.
Beijing. And it's like, that's probably what it is. Like
Like you just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
there are
Ooh.
known unknowns.
Man,
Sheesh.
What? What?
This is gonna derail a little bit, and it's probably a little dark, but it's like the
Here we go.
everyone gets really excited about like serial killers and stuff, but the most terrifying ones are the ones you know nothing about because they
100%.
can't even trace it. Like
100%.
that's more horrifying than
100%.
anything else. So in my mind, the spies that we've never heard of do way more heinous things
Oh.
than we could ever imagine.
I absolutely love those wired like secret agent breaks down these secret agent scenes, and they're just like very normal. They're just like, yeah, you change your hair, blah blah, you do that. Like it's like this, this is supposed to be like a secret agent scene, so they'll break down Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. They'll break down like changing, appearances to like lose cops and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, when I was in deep cover, in Russia for 18 years, I would have to do that. I had to turn away and change stuff. It's like, so go for bright and flashy clothes, change the hair color, and then cover the eyes. Like those are the biggest things. And then people who just like a newspaper walking around doesn't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
But then like, in Kingsman, obviously enough for the entertainment value. It's more
Sure.
just like well, you're in and out. You're locking up the places so no one knows of your things, and you have amnesia darts. So
Oh, gosh.
It's the convenient gadgets were just
Right.
so
good.
good.
But I mean, also that's kind of like this is like a more realistic Men in Black, right? Where it's just like,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
little-
There was even a pug.
Yeah, there was.
they got to wear the
There
suit. They get a new
was.
name. They're part of an alphabet instead of part of like the Knights.
So it's in the same universe.
No, that's
Oh.
that's 23 Jump Street.
It's not in the same universe.
They were supposed to be a thing. 21
that
Jump Street and Men in
right?
Black was supposed to be a thing. They were.
I
planning
didn't
to-
know that, actually.
That was supposed to be a thing.
I love
What
that.
the what?
I feel like your mind has been blown 2 or 3 times today.
Absolutely.
And
This is fourth.
And then
Wow.
for me, I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know if I like that. But then as time goes on, I was like, I don't care. Just give
Yeah,
it.
right. It's just like,
give it to me.
don't
Like,
care.
I
Take
don't
my money.
I
I'd
need it.
rather it exist than not exist at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm still
not know that.
processing.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it.
so
I
with,
guess. But yeah.
With Kingsman, I mean, it's hard to not have Eggsy be a favorite character, but who are your favorite characters?
Ooh, Samuel L. Man. If
He's
like
good.
he's just and he's how old is he? 75? I mean, I guess at that time.
75-year-old action star.
What?
Black don't crack.
It doesn't.
Asian don't raise.
I can agree. I can concur. But yeah, he's anything. I just love the fact that he can be himself. Like he literally does not have to try.
Yeah. Nope.
He just rolls out of bed. And
That is just-
you're Samuel L. Okay, cool. Got it. Done.
But the thing is that that like he's making the lines that the writers wrote his own.
His own.
He's not having to be like, oh, what's the line again? It's like, okay, cool. He's professional. He knows what he's doing, and he's trying to find things that are interesting to the character.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing that I really enjoyed. Reading the comic book then watching this film. Like I have to.
Man.
I love to give credit to the actors, but all the responsibility goes to the directors. So when it fails and has problems, those are directors' faults.
Yeah.
But when the actor does something cool and interesting, I'm like, I give the actor the credit
100%.
in that sense. So it's like, doing these things where it's like, I don't know if the list was a thing, but like clothing and mannerisms and, where to put your arm and how
Yes.
he sits. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are stylish, cool things. That's subversive to villains.
Exactly.
The villains are like,
And they
what-
even make comment on that,
Yeah.
which I love that they're
Yeah, well, like normally in American, likelinesses, we tend to think that the Kingsmen are more of the villains. These well coiffed British men who are have suits and never get dirty, and then like the cool guys are the stylish badasses. But then they flipped that.
Flipped it,
I thought that was just like I'm here for it. And but also like clothing, every scene he's styling on everyone. I'm like. He's got the match and fit and everything. I was like, yeah.
Samuel, like he's and I honestly like you said, you were talking about kind of like acting and just kind of his choices that he's made, and that wasn't written in there. He just made it his own. That's like one of the things I admire about him, because like even when I'm doing auditions for different animated series and stuff like that, like the writers, they will write what they're writing, what they hear in their head, but a lot of times with the auditions, they're looking for the actor to make it come to life. If that means like if the line is I'm going to the store, and you're just getting out of bed and you're like I'm going to the store, instead of I'm going to the store and just reading it as is, and just bringing that into auditions. And I've heard a lot of directors like, thank you for doing that, because I've heard everybody read, I'm going to the store, and that's it. And it's like, what? There's no painting, there's no context, there's no life. And so I just love how Samuel just knows how to just
Bring it
you
every time.
when you read the lines and you're just like, that wasn't in there, but he made it sound so cool. So yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite in there. And he's,
Yeah.
Yep.
For everyone listening, that was a fist in the air.
yes, it was.
But you should be watching the video instead.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you too. For me, it'd be Harry.
Harry.
Yeah, Galahad, OG Galahad.
fair.
I love that he comes at it with the belief of who can be a Kingsman and not having that high and mighty of like what they think should be a Kingsman. And he's like, no, this person has potential
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a sucker for that.
Caitlin?
Gazelle.
Oh yeah.
She literally sliced the man in half.
She definitely.
Who was trained to kill anyone. Like, the Kingsman had a hard time with her. If it wasn't for,
You're right. You're
if
right.
it wasn't for
Not
Eggsy
half horizontally,
remembering
half vertically.
No.
vertically.
That's a lot of bone.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
a lot of
lot.
bone to go through.
That's actually all spine.
And she, like, I don't understand her motivations, but I'm so curious about her, because Nivienne, when they're by the console, and she just like holds Valentine's face, is like, you stay here, okay? I'm
She
like,
strikes
what
me
is
as like
happening?
an older sister. She strikes me as like the
Yeah.
older sister
Yeah, 'cause
that's like,
she-
I can see that.
don't touch my little brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the one
yes.
shepherding him through like how the Switch works and all that. And I just love that you were mentioning how like you love the modern technology and all that stuff. And then like there's that cabinet of like, oh, that's all technology that the spy world has caught up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I, watched it this morning to kind of refreshen up on it. And I was like, those are SIM cards, and those are big SIM cards now. Because now SIM cards are smaller.
Oh yeah, they tiny.
So I was
They're
like,
very
oh,
small
man.
now.
His SIM cards
so
don't
good.
fit in any phones now.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. If I had to say a favorite character, I think I really like Merlin. I like Mark
Yeah.
Strong in this
Anything.
Merlin.
He's so
Oh,
great as a
Merlin.
villain, and we've seen
I
him
love
so
him.
much. But like, I love that he has a warmth to him, and he's able to like, hey, just focus on the test. Like, just you'll get better, but like, just make sure you're one of the top kids. I'm
Get
like,
your
oh wow.
get your chip off.
And then,
your
but
shoulder.
also, he's a homie when Eggsy's trying to, with the princess.
He definitely
He's
is.
like, oh, let me get you that code. He's like,
Plug.
oh dear. He just closes the door. He's like, oh
my.
my word.
Man, that yeah.
and he can
that scene was
Yeah.
when he gets the assault rifle and he's ready to go to
Oh,
town
yeah.
too. Like I just like, don't mess with Merlin.
Merlin's
mean,
so
Merlin.
cool.
Yeah, don't mess with Merlin.
oh man, what a great. That was such a great movie, man.
It really was.
It was fun to watch it again for this, and then it just we
I
were
feel
like,
I'm-
well, we got to watch Golden Circle now.
I need it. Please do. It's
is
great.
so you're coming back for Golden Circle?
So coming back. And I'm not gonna tell you. You just guys just watch it. Watch it. It's good. It's good.
What?
It's good. It's
I
really
love
good.
it. So, well, Gabe, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
The pleasure is all mine. I've
Uh,
been excited for this all week.
Of course, this is a point to pluggy plug. Do you have anything that you want our audience to go
Oh.
check out?
Well, YouTube.
Your YouTubes.
Subscribe on YouTube. Okay, and then I'm also working on the Twitch thing. So
Ooh.
in a couple weeks, I'll have my Twitch channel running up, and I'm every week, maybe like on a Tuesday or Thursday.
What you playing?
Those nice. So I voice a character on there on
Valorant.
Yeah, KO. So I'm
Oh,
doing a
that's
lot
right.
of like games with him, and I'm also in Call of Duty. So I'm just trying to engage with viewers
Those
and supporters
communities.
In the
and stuff.
community
And
that
so,
you're in now.
Yeah.
So you can search it Gabe Kunda, and you'll find
We
me.
should do a little co-stream. We're on the Twitch.
We
so-
do
Okay,
that.
absolutely. I would
Alright.
love that.
Are you play Valorant?
No.
Well,
But
you gotta learn. You
I
gotta
played a
learn.
little bit of it. I'm such a controller guy. And
You
I,
can control on
PS5
PC.
with Valorant though.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh, you control it with anything.
I will definitely.
depends.
We will
Sure.
teach you the ways.
Depends.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting an Xbox controller, so I can hook it up to that. But Valorant specifically, I've been doing like the keyboard thing, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Where did my fingers
I
go?
feel yeah, we
Yeah.
even do we stream
Insane.
Payday 2 sometimes,
Oh.
and I use my PS5 controller with the PC, and it,
Oh, nice.
boom.
Just
So-
depends if the game has controller. I think it does.
Maybe, yeah. So I've been doing that, and then on Instagram, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and That's pretty much it. That's all I
Singing
can-
group, plug one more
Oh
time.
yes, King's Return. Please check us out. We post videos all the time and doing stuff. We have one of the videos that's gone like super viral. Is like us singing like a Gregorian chant in like a hallway.
Caitlin
And-
loves that.
Oh wait,
Caitlin
I gotta
loves
send you the
chants.
video.
Please do.
It's got like I don't know, like 10 million views. It's
Woo!
insane. It's insane. But you got
So you're the guy thrice times more. You're the guy.
he's just a guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, he's the guy.
You know,
He's being humble is
Next
what
to the
he's
guy. I'm next to the guy.
You're eating humble
You're the
pie
guy's
next to the
best
guy.
friend.
Humble apple pie next to the guy. But no, that's where you can find me. And I love to chat with you. I always try my best to chat people back and respond to DMs and stuff that come in. Just because it's always fun to get people's geeked out about a show or something I've been involved in. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
I can't believe we didn't talk about Annie My Hero though.
it's all right. It's all right. Y'all watch it. And then the movie's out now.
The two heroes.
The third one.
The third. Oh, I have not. I don't know about that.
I think it just came out. Forgive me if I don't know the.
How
don't
dare
remember
you.
the title.
The is that the one with the Aizawa and the teachers on the front? Is that what I'm thinking of?
So there's Hero Rising, then there's two heroes, and then there's
There's another one. There's a third
Yeah.
one that literally came out this month, and it's him in like a black and green jacket, and like Bakugo in there too, like in a black. Yeah, it literally just came out. I'm not in that one, so I can't really.
I'm
So
like
you don't care.
I'm
No,
not
I'm just
fully
kidding.
caught up at the moment.
Oh, are you
so-
not?
Yeah.
What's-
We just did season 4, and that's like
Okay.
as far as I've gotten.
So now you're gonna watch the movie, right? That came out last year. You should.
you should.
I haven't seen Heroes Rising yet either.
Heroes
I
Rising.
haven't seen any.
Heroes Rising takes between season 2 and 3,
Right.
and then Two Heroes takes between 3 and 4, and then this one's gonna be between 4 and 5.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
assuming, 'cause,
So I got a little catching up to do.
Yeah, you do.
Actually,
or
no.
actually no, yeah,
5 and 6.
yes, because the Two Heroes is between 4 and 5
Yeah, right,
because it has Endeavor and stuff like that.
It
So
has some stuff and things that have to do with
Stuff and things.
stuff and things.
It's
So-
good though. It's
really good.
I think I love the movies that they expand on the lore without they're all OVAs, so they're not canon, but
But still.
yeah.
But a
Well,
little bit
Just
canon.
nerding out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
was an honor.
Everybody at home, check out Gabe
Check him out. He's cool.
on all the
was fun.
socials, on the Twitch, on the YouTube. Check it out.
Check it out, man.
Wasn't that fun?
I'm so glad it's a team effort. I'm not alone. But
Dokely, y'all.
But seriously, wasn't that cool?
It was.
I mean, Gabe is such a dope guy, and I really just, even just as a voice actor, I just really look up to him of what he's. And if you watch other interviews with him and just how he explains, like
Different
but
mics he
seriously,
used.
like, his mics, but also his tenacity, just like. It really speaks to me. Like I have my own dream board and like goals and stuff like that, and just the way that he views it. He's a really cool guy.
He is.
He goes out and he gets things done. But yeah, that has been the episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you hear, please stop by, rate, review, share us with your friends, your family. That is how we grow. Anywhere you can. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, nerdon.tv/YouTube. All of our episodes go to video format and go there. Join us on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have our other weekly show, the Nerd On Update, right on Twitch, live.
Like, comment, subscribe. Help us smash the algorithm into the ground.
Or
Dang.
we're feeding the algorithm gods. If you like it that way.
Nope. Crush them.
She wants to crush her enemies and
Yeah.
bathe in their blood.
Yep.
Well, that means with you just join a new platform.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening or watching. We appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd on.
Ending broadcast.